So I'm rewatching my video. Now I'm just gonna here, you guys. Here. Yes, I am all rocked out right now. I'm rocked out with my cock out. Right? You happy now? I still could write. I still can spell better than you can. So I don't understand where this thing comes into play. But anyway, rewatching the video about the Backstreet Boys and the brotherhood crossfire I found myself in. And I'm thinking like it's actually kind of pissing me off because I'm in that when you see it from just that clip of or that video, Samantha, I'm asking like, okay, but what got you to this point in the first place? Like, okay, why do you need to come up? Why should there be a code for why should this happen? And the thing is, it really shouldn't, is the gist. This all happened because, okay, I mentioned that racial draft thing. That was the night of March 2nd into the morning of March 3rd. And I started to tell the story where I wrapped up around 4 a.m. I remember like texting Joe right before I was about to lay down because when I had dinner at his house the night before, I've mentioned I feel like that was kind of strange too because he kind of like pushed for dinner, like I don't know, perhaps poisoned there, but that was like I don't know, 8 o'clock or something like that, and not even, it was like 6. Anyway, I told Joe, I said, when you get up for coffee, text me because sometimes I get up early, sometimes I stay up. I'm a night owl. Sometimes I don't. So when I'm laying down at 4, I know, okay, I'm not don't bother calling or texting for coffee. I went to text him that, and instead I text him something about the job of the racial draft, like, oh, I won't be tending to coffee this morning, being as I what last night was, or something like that. And then that's the next thing I remember is I think being carried. I think I was carried back to my couch, okay, and laid down. And I don't remember if I played a tarot video on YouTube or it was played for me. But it was the same tarot reader who Aaron catfishes people on. So at that time, it's the same channel, okay? So they're in cahoots apparently, and that's why I was, oh my God, like James. I was like trying to tell, I'm like, there's no way I can communicate with James. I'm like trying to tell you. I'm like, watch for her, man, because that's the one, they're both doing it. You dope. I still love you, but yeah, like I was trying to reach you, man. James, no. Yeah, man, no, and I have proof of that because he erased his comment back in December. Oh dear, let me finish this story first. Okay, so this channel girl, it's got. You guys can, if you need it privately, I'll give it to you privately. How about that? Cash me outside. Okay, so I'm watching tarot suddenly, and I'm like laying on my couch, and I'm all like cozy, and but it starts to get so pushy and strange because in this thing, she's like, they're saying things that you don't hear in tarot. So as comfortable and sleepy as I felt, it was actually waking me up because my ADHD, I guess, like my wandering mind. I'm like, wait, when did they ever tell you your age in a tarot reading? You know what I mean? And things like that. Also, sexually trying to program me, like saying, oh, he like it girl. Like apparently that's what Aaron likes, I guess, world. It's like they were trying to, yeah, and like what else did they something about I'm 40, I'm an artist, and a very vague blanket I mocked them about, like after the fact. I was like, you guys couldn't like, obviously a man wrote this, guys, right? She didn't write this, did she? I hope not. Because, like, yes, you're an artist. Okay, like, can you... That's always been one of my very vague dreams, I suppose. Anyway, so the, like, pushiness of it or whatever, the weirdness of it is what was starting to wake me up. And they were really trying to push for, like, okay, so in my mind, I don't know what happened. I really don't. Like, all I know is, I believe I was carried to my couch from where I don't know, okay? And it felt like down there, it felt like not so much, like, it felt like they, it's not funny, okay? It's really not, okay, Sam, like, we all know already who I am, okay? So I'm allowed to laugh. But it just makes it easier to say because it's so bizarre, you know? It felt like they, like, I don't know, like, it, like, jabbed me with something down there. Like, can you artificially inseminate a human? Because that's, like, kind of the vibe I was getting. And then tarot readings after the fact were kind of confirming what I was thinking. I was like, was I, like, alien raped? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of vibe. Yeah, like, I don't know. But the next day, the same day, March 3rd, when I was going through all that crap with the phone cloning, every so often, this person on the phone would mockingly type, and things like that. So, and you can actually see that on my Facebook. Go to March 3rd. You'll see, like, you'll see me fighting with the phone cloner, right there. You'll see me say, help, and no one did, guys. Like, you know, fuck you all, seriously, really, you know, fuck you all. You want to act and pretend like you care about me when it's for your benefit, you know, and it's always been that way. Leave me the fuck alone because you're not for me. Okay, I know that would be confusing on Facebook to see that, but it's like, and then you're all still attacking me after the fact, like that wackadoo Sam. Really? Think about it. Because I'm thinking about it makes me fucking pissed. You know, but yeah, you'll see that over on that. You'll see me competing with and you know, so I don't know. I'm assuming something happened of some kind of nature because not to mention, I will say this to the world too. This all here, like my lip thing, I don't know I never had that problem before, so I don't know what that is. You know, I know, and I didn't go to a doctor or anything because I couldn't fucking get there. Okay, I had the literal town eyeballing me. Do you understand how fucking creepy that is? Like, do I need to make a whole other video about that? You know, even those cops, the sheriffs that day, Saturday, I mentioned it. Oh, you should probably go to, you know, get blood work. So in case they drugged you and all that. Okay, can you help me get there? I don't think... I mean, I understand why people may not understand because it's such a bizarre scenario, but I'm telling you it happened. Why the fuck would I lie about that? Where would I benefit from that? Wouldn't I just fucking run away? I don't want to be here. It's my dream to get away. So why would I make up this whole... Samantha, yes, Samantha, where's my benefit in this situation? Like, think, again, go outside, get a breath of fresh air, come back. Why the fuck would I lie about any of this? Why would anyone? You know, and I've mentioned, like, that Alonzo Brooks story, and I actually said that when they were trying to lure me out. Like I said, excuse me, I said I have every right to feel a little concerned here given all these things going on. I said, I've watched enough shows. I know, for example, I had to look up the man's name because I you know, I didn't remember on such a serious spot, but I Googled it. They did allow me to Google, and it was Alonzo Brooks, and I was like, I used him as an example. Because I'm trying to be, again, like I mentioned, like a lawyer, you know, I'm like, at some point, shouldn't you be saying something that would, like, no, if they plan on, like, guys, I don't know what the intent was, but I'll tell you this. So let's rewind back to that tarot thing. This is, I don't know around what time this must be. Like, let me go downstairs actually, because I can get, my notes are down there too. Okay, so just bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see if I can bring it. I don't want to have to come back up. Is there anything I can grab? Terrible lighting. I hate how everything, like, the stores close at 10, because now I'm hungry. Oh, there's burgers. Okay, never mind. Ooh. Let's get these notes, guys, and I'm gonna fix this. Okay, so I'm waking up from this because it's just so pushy, and not to mention Aaron's not there. So it's like, I don't know if that's who carried me to the couch or if I imagined it. It felt like, guys, I don't know. It felt almost like, people with multiple personality disorder, if you were to train them like a certain one personality. Because I started noticing that when she was reading the tarot, I'm like, oh my God, I'm having like this conscious thought of like, is that when they say collective, are they talking to just only me? It's creepy. And then the numbers, she's always like, I see it's 313 on the clock. Now, we'd call those angel numbers and all those things, but it's programming, okay? It can be. And I've come to that theory before when I mentioned in my blip, the blip I've blopped into video, when I renounced everything and was super Christian, I actually did, I think I may have notes still on that, like the whole angel number programming, that it's a program. And even more creepily, around that era when I was super Christian, I came across a channel, I wish I could find it. She mentioned a program that I was in called Odyssey of the Mind, OM. And I was in there 2 years in a row. Usually you're only there in 5th grade. I was in 4th and 5th. And she mentioned it as like an MK Ultra kind of thing. And they always like creeped me. I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to know, but I'm curious to see if I did watch it, I don't remember, maybe too much MK Ultraing, I don't know. Anyhow, so it's like waking me up because it's so pushy and all of this. And I was like, I got up from the couch. Oh, and not to mention Aaron wasn't there. It's like, can we get back to Aaron? Like, that's I don't know. See, I still don't even know what's being said about me on the streets. Like, am I this obsessed girl or something? Like, I mean, yeah, if I have a crush, like in this situation, yeah. Like, I don't go to his house and like artificially inseminate him or anything, you know what I mean? Or wait in a bush. But anyhow, he wasn't there. I was like, wait, I don't care about my career. Where's Aaron? Where's my boyfriend? It's not funny, guys. It's really not. Again, it's me. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine to laugh. I'm fine. But under normal circumstances, no, that is not funny at all. That's what pisses me off again, because if, this is happening to other people, it has to be. So, hang on. Okay. So, I think these are my notes. I do remember some of them being hilarious. So, all right, I stood up, and don't mind me, but I'm starving, so I'm going to be eating while I talk. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, I'm going to use Damon, my kid's work. Okay, so I get up from the couch, and I'm like, and at this point, okay, I thought I was watching the tarot on a phone or in person. I honestly, because when I stood up off of the couch, it felt like I was in like some kind of facility, almost like a watch room. You know what I mean? Like, where they have the double mirrors, but like it doesn't look like that for me. It looks like a regular room to me, but it felt like there were people watching it from outside of the room. That kind of vibe. So that's who I was talking to, and I said to her, I said her name, and I said, I'm not sure you're part of this. I said, I don't know if you were forced to do it, ambushed or whatever as well. I'm gonna leave you out of it, but. And then I said something like, I know what you guys are doing, or blah, blah, blah. And see, this is good for me to tell the story, because like, I'm trying to recollect it myself, apparently, you know what I mean? I confronted them, like I said, I told her, like, I don't know what your part, she is, because, you know, you know, that's why I made fun of her in that True Devil video. You know, I don't know if anyone was offended or anything. Yeah, it's like red flag when they're not erasing, whatever. Maybe I'll make a warning video for other girls out there. Do that. And that's kind of how it felt, to be honest, right before I sent my exhausting text to Joe about my long night. That's how it felt before, because this window here in my back door, this one, it's so annoying to hang stuff up over windows in this place. So it was creepy. I was sitting in the living room and getting ready to lay down after, you know, getting ready to text Joe. Sitting on that couch, you can see the window or the door from there. And that door just always creeps me out. And it wasn't fully covered, or something fell, or for whatever reason, I had to cover, like, because I see things, guys, okay? I do. I've thrown this out there before. And even if I weren't to see anything, if you have seen anything and you know that there's that space of window open, you know, like you keep looking. So I just remember being scared by this back door. You know, so I don't know, maybe by that point I was already drugged and that's just what I was thinking, but really I was truly scared for legitimate reasons, like somebody was coming in, or I don't know. But I do remember being terrified of that back door. For spiritual, of spirits. I don't, you know, guys, I don't know, you know. So let's get back to, okay, so I tell her, I'm like, I don't know your part, whatever, but, so I'm talking to people, like, as if they're behind the walls, and I guess they leave. Now, I think the time must have been around, wow, these burgers were really undercooked. They were, like, super raw. I don't like raw burgers like that, Joe. Cook better next time. I know you're, back in December 2022, when I was having, like, this telepathic thing or whatever with Aaron, I have in my notes, he said something about, and I believe I have this on Facebook too, he said something about, I'll meet you in room 300 at 7 o'clock. And I think that's the time about right before is when this happened. I woke up. Excuse me, because it kind of clicked in my head later. I'm like, oh fuck, was like 7 o'clock like the dead day? You know what I'm saying? Like the shot or something? Right? But Samantha got up a little earlier than 7 o'clock, so it didn't pan out or something. Like, yeah, really weird. Meet us, room 300. I told you, I hear things, okay? So how he was transmitting them, I don't know, or whomever. But I did hear that back in December. Room 300, 7 o'clock. Okay, and it just so happened, I do think, yeah, I think it was like when they actually left, it was like a little before that. So then I think I'm pissed. Like, I didn't like the way I felt. I could tell you that. I'm like, is this apartment like, am I a clone or something? And I'm like being monitored. I don't know. It felt so like, it's so weird. And it's not from, everyone knows my history with drugs. Like, no drugs ever made me react this way before. So I don't know. Like, that's why the state trooper the next day, when the two that came to whatever, came for the call, he was the one that, like I said, I tried to use as little kooky talk as possible. He was the one that was like, oh, almost like a spell. And I'm like, I suppose you could call it that. Yes, very much so, yes. And he's also the one that was like, do you work? Do you work? And I'm like, I stay home with my